Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Release and Recharge support call. Today is Wednesday, May 19th, 2021, and we're going to be doing our monthly call. And I'm Judi Glova. For the past 16 years, I've been an executive coach and an expert in intuitive leadership. And I'm also a facilitator of the Sedona method, and I'm going to be leading the call today. We're going to be focusing on acceptance, and it's taken from the series that I started quite a few weeks ago that we're working through the chart of emotions. And the chart of emotions was designed and developed with Lester Levinson, the founder of the Sedona method. And what it is, it's a chart of emotions. And I would even think it's a chart of energy, right? Because if we think about emotions, it's like emotions, energy in motion. And when you think about that, there's different levels or vibrations of energy as you go up the chart of emotions. And we're almost at the top. When we look at the emotion of acceptance, it's second from the top, or I should say there's one more above acceptance. So we're going to be working on that. And when we talk about acceptance, we think in terms of abundance, in terms of compassion and empathy, harmony, well-being, wonder, and that feeling of loving. Now, you may be asking yourself, well, why would we want to do a release on acceptance? Well, it's similar to the analogy of, if you have something that you think is really precious and you hold on to it and you hold on to it too tightly, that's actually a sense of, there's attachment and aversion. So attachment and aversion are two sides of the same coin of resistance. So if we have attachment to something, that's actually a resistance of letting it go, right? And then if we have the resistance, that's the resistance of allowing something to come toward us. So again, that is the coin of resistance, and the two sides of it are attachment and aversion. So if we think about acceptance, I just want you to become really centered and grounded. And as we go through this release, I'm going to guide you through it. And just a heads up, I'm going to be asking you some questions. And the questions may be something like, could you allow, or would you notice? Right? Those questions are yes and no. And it doesn't matter if you answer yes or no. And it's your ability to just choose. Every moment we have a chance to choose what we want to have in our awareness. So I always liken it to that choice of when you open up the refrigerator and you want to throw out some old food, right? You can choose to keep or save or throw away whatever is in your refrigerator. So what I want you to do is to just relax into your beingness. There is no effort in releasing, okay? So any releasing that you're doing during this guided meditation, interactive kind of meditation, it is effortless. If you find yourself efforting, stop it, okay? So just allow yourself to relax and just be. And just allow yourself to stop. And just be. And could you allow yourself to notice any sense of anything that you're either holding on to or pushing away from when it comes to acceptance, right? Our theme for today is acceptance. So could you allow yourself to just scan your body, scan your mind, scan any tension in your body, any sensations, any memories, any sounds related to either having an attachment to acceptance or any aversion to acceptance, accepting what is, accepting work, accepting a relationship. Just allow that to be present as best you can. And allow yourself to notice within that story of acceptance, of being attached to it or of having aversion to it. Allow yourself to notice any conclusions that you've made about yourself or others. It may be a conclusion of, I cannot accept this, or I have to accept this, or I should accept this. Just allow yourself to notice whatever story, whatever conclusions about yourself or others are floating around in your awareness about acceptance. And now allow yourself to notice any sense of wanting to do anything with or about it. Notice any wanting to hold on to acceptance because it feels like something you should do, or any aversion to acceptance that you don't want to accept something, you just want to push it away because it doesn't feel right to you. Just notice and welcome any sense of attachment or aversion that relates to acceptance as best you can. And now allow yourself to notice any sense of how it feels personal about you or who you are. Anything about acceptance that feels important in your life or in a relationship or in any situation. Any sense of me, mine, them, or theirs. And just allow it to be as present as you can, just for this moment. And allow yourself to notice, could you allow yourself to let that go? Just could you? Would you let that go? If you knew that you could, would you let that go? And when? So let's take this from the top again. Allow yourself to think of a situation, the same situation or a new situation or story about acceptance in terms of any attachment to acceptance, of feeling like you have to or you should, or any aversion to it, to acceptance, of having to push something away that you don't want to accept. So just allow yourself to welcome and open your mind, kind of like opening a file cabinet, and just allow any thoughts, any memories, any sensations in your body, any sounds. Just allow them to be present as best you can. And now, could you notice any sense of wanting to do something with or about that story? Any wanting approval, control, security, significance, separation, or oneness? Any wanting, and you may feel like you want all of those things. Just allow yourself to welcome all the wanting in terms of that story related to acceptance. And can you allow yourself to just sit with that wanting, just like a best friend, as though like there's a best friend sitting next to you, which has that sense of either attachment or aversion to acceptance? Can you just allow it to just be there? And now notice any sense that it feels personal about you or who you are. Any sense that that's your story, that you've either had to accept something, or that you felt that you never could accept something, or that you should. Just allow that to be present. Any sense of identity with acceptance. Just allow it to be here as best you can. And now let's dig a little deeper and notice, what is at the essence or the core of that story that you've been telling yourself? What does that arise from? What is that contained in? And what does it return to? Let's try that one more time. Allow yourself to just be present to that story, or any story that's playing around in your mind right now about acceptance. Just allow yourself to notice what's at the essence or the core of that story. What does it arise from? In what is it contained in? And what does it subside to? And can you allow yourself to just fill up a huge soap bubble with any remaining resistance, any remaining attachment or aversion to that story? Just fill it up into a huge soap bubble and allow that bubble to just lift and float away. Watch that bubble getting smaller as it goes further and further away until you can barely see it. And now, allow yourself to answer this question: what is most precious? And remember that you're asking your heart, what is most precious? And just welcome that in to your consciousness. And once you have that, what is most precious to you? Ask yourself, am I that which is most present, that is most precious? Or am I that which is aware of that which is precious? And again, welcome that which is most precious. And notice, am I that which is precious? That thing, that person, that situation that is most precious? Or are you that which is aware? And if you really look, you'll notice that that which is most precious to you actually appears in or on a field of awareness. And notice that field of awareness. And notice what's beyond that sense of awareness, that field of awareness and consciousness. It's the same thing. And if it's even deeper and wider than that, what is your conscious awareness? And as you're sitting in that radiant conscious awareness, you may be conscious of that self-illumination, that light that comes from within you. And just allow that radiant light to fill every atom, every cell, every tissue of your body from head to toe. And just allow that light to permeate through your body and light you up. Light up the room with your radiant light and allow that light to expand and fill whatever space that you're in. And as best you can, just for now, could you allow that beautiful, radiant light that you are, that is conscious awareness, can you allow that to be enough? Could you allow yourself to rest as that beautiful, radiant light of conscious awareness? Okay, great. So welcome everybody. I didn't get to say hello to everybody as you were coming in, but as you feel welcome to open up your eyelids, please do. And you can open up the chat box. And in that chat box, please let me know if there's anything, any questions that you had, any insights, any gains, anything that's kind of stirring around. Maybe that you may have something that you need assistance with. Just put that in the chat box and then I can always unmute you. We can have a quick conversation and then we can even do a release. So it's totally up to you. But as you do that, I just want to share with you, I was looking at some of Lester Levinson's quotes, and he is obviously the founder of the Sedona method. And when I was looking at acceptance, I saw this quote that he had that said, "Until we become fully free, we put up a facade to others for the purpose of winning the acceptance or approval of others. We behave in accordance with what we think the other wants rather than by expressing our own real feelings." So it's interesting how acceptance plays such an important role in our ability to be consciously aware. In our conscious awareness, being able to have that sense of acceptance without attachment or aversion, it puts us in a greater place of being fully present. And I think the other quote that I found, which was really interesting, is he said, "Attain to the place where no one or no thing can disturb you." And that to me is being in that acceptance place where no thing or no one can disturb me. And I want to go into the chat. Okay, Tim, I've been experiencing some anger today with work without recognizing it. I could use some help accepting this. Okay, Tim, I'm just gonna unmute you for just a second, if it's okay with you, just to give me a little bit of detail on that. And I promise we'll go into a release. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Tim, how are you?
Hi, Judy. I'm all right, thank you. I obviously, I'm feeling, I was quite unaware, because I'm busy working away all day at my desk,
Yeah.
and come to the evening, and obviously it's evening over here in the UK, and made dinner, and then I found myself being really aggressive, without wanting to be aggressive, you know what I mean? It was just a feeling, and I
Sure.
was kind of, speaking, being quite impatient, and it's obviously just due to the stress of work and the frustration of having to be on top of things all the time, and I haven't really got in touch with that yet.
Right. Yeah, that word "have to," it's like, it's to me, I don't know about you, But what came forward for me was that feeling of like you have to, you have to keep up,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Feels just like relentless pressure, you know? Yeah,
Yeah, the relentless pressure. Exactly. All right, great. So let's do a quick release on the have to and the pressure, and I'll check back in with you. Is that okay?
sure.
Excellent. Great. Thank you. Okay, so just allow yourselves to be present with anything that feels like you have to, any pressure, any sensations of pressure in your body, and be aware, where does that pressure or that sense of have to reside in your body? Just be present with that as best you can. And allow yourself to notice any sense of having or not doing enough, any sense of not enoughness. Just allow that to be present as best you can. And notice any sense of wanting approval from yourself or others, wanting control, wanting security, separation, or oneness. And just allow any wanting, any wanting to push it away or hold it close, any wanting to shove it down and just ignore it and push it away, or any wanting to hold on, any wanting to hold on to the have tos or the musts or the shoulds. Sometimes we do that unconsciously. Sometimes we feel like we have to hold on to that pressure. Sometimes we were programmed to believe that the pressure is what we needed in order to perform. So just whatever the wanting is, just allow that to be here as best you can. And allow yourself to notice any sense how it feels personal about you or who you are. How that may be your story of, oh, that's what always happens to me at work, or that's what always happens to me when I'm dealing with this person or that person. There's always that pressure. There's always that should. There's always that doing, doing, doing. That's all mine. That's my doing, my shoulds, my have tos. Any sense of me, mine, them, or theirs attached to that story. And allow yourself to just let that go, just as best you can. And it may be as simple as just opening up your arms from your heart out to the side and just opening up and just allowing that to let go. And now notice any sense of that pressure and welcome as much pressure, tension, stress, and friction, and shoulds and have tos as much as you do. And now welcome any sense of freedom allowing beingness, awareness as much as you can. Now notice and welcome any sense of pressure, tension, stress, friction, pushing, pulling, not enoughness, as much as you do. And now welcome, as best you can, sense of freedom, of beingness, of consciousness, spaciousness, and awareness as much as you can. And now, if there's any leftover, allow yourself to notice any pressure, any shoulds, any have-tos, any not enoughness, as much as you do. And could you now allow as much freedom, peace, beingness, and conscious awareness as much as you can? And if there's any remaining pressure left over, maybe if you're saving it for later, can you just allow yourself to let that go as best you can? Could you let that go? Would you? And when? Okay, great. So Tim,
Judi, yeah.
what?
Yeah, I'm in a much better place now, honestly. I think the triple release you did to start with was great at sort of loosening the energy, and then yeah, obviously going to the holistic releasing there. Yeah, it's just coming out of me now. So I was able to just disengage from it. It's great because you know there's always that freedom there
Yes,
that we're looking away from. So
exactly. And I think one of our fellow students once said, I think about a week or so ago, he's like, sometimes our feelings just want to be held. They don't need to be, pushed away. It's just, just holding them and allowing them to be where they are, and they'll disintegrate and they'll go on their own. So
yes, that's the truth. So yes, wonderful clearing of house there. Thank you.
oh, you're welcome. It's so great to hear your voice. Great to see you.
Cheers.
Thanks. Cheers. Okay, so we're running a little bit over today. So let me just say this. If there's anything that anybody wants to work on personally, you can always email me and I will be more than happy to connect with you. And I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks, where we will finish out the chart of emotions, and we'll be talking about what's next. So I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you then. Bye for now.